So to just make the team, to play for Tom Kurth, was a feat. As I continued to grow in the program, I got to get a little bit better. Coach demanded excellence. When you're around a guy like that, there's a special feeling. You feel like I'm part of something that's bigger than me. He made me feel like I wanted to be better than I could ever be. I did not want to let him down. And you always kind of felt that in the back of your mind. You played for Elkhart, but you really played for Coach Tom Kurth. That was the difference between many programs. His faith in God moved him as much as anything, his belief in family, and football ranked in there, but it wasn't up there. It was God, family, then football. And you could see that because he stayed with the community school system. He wanted to make a difference in each one of those kids' lives. He took me out of my comfort zone, put me in the mix of people I wouldn't have normally been around from different backgrounds, different races, and I had to adapt and become something more than I was at the time. We're not going to name this facility because of what he was as a football coach. We're naming the facility because of what he was as a man, what he represented as a human being, what he meant to each one of us, how he helped us grow, how he taught us to be men before we were football players.
Hey, Coach Kurth, just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for so many things. You allowed me to be the water boy on the football team. That made a huge impact on me personally. It really introduced me to Elkhart football and the way things worked at Elkhart Central. And from that point forward, I couldn't wait to wear the blue and white for you. You happen to also be my driver's ed teacher. My only problem was I didn't have a way to get to driver's ed. I appreciate that you picked me up every morning and drove me to Elkhart Central. And then throughout the rest of my life and career, you've always been there. You've always been positive. Coach, we also thank you for all the things you've done in our community, how much of an impact you've made on Elkhart Central, Elkhart football, and just that positive attitude that you've always had. Unless, of course, we're talking about your defensive coaches on any given Friday night. If they were to give up a score, you might be a little bit negative with your defensive coaches. But outside of that, you're always positive, and we love you for that, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach Kurth. Papa Kurth, that I've called you for so many years. As you know, Coach, I first met you, or you first met me when I was 14 years old. Thank you for really convincing me to come out for Elkhart Blue Blazer football, pushing me to get involved with football at the college level, developing me into a good, decent man, and last but not least, you are deserving of it.
I just can't thank you enough for all the hours, the time, the influence that you put into my life and helping me find a direction for my own life, like you've done for countless other players and students and kids in driver's ed and everybody else. Thank you for all the time that you took away from your own family. I realize, having a family myself now, how important that is. And I think about all the time that you spend away from your lovely wife, Barb. Thank you, Barb, for letting us have Coach so much. But thank you so much for all that you've done for this community. Because, I mean, without you, I don't know if it looked the same.
Tom, congratulations. You have given so much to Elkhart High School, Elkhart Central High School, and Elkhart community as a whole.
You can't choose where you're born, but you can definitely choose where you live and how you live. What if I told you a man came to the city with a family of 5 and created a family of hundreds? What if he reminded us that despite our differences, our common goals are much more important? What if those influenced by his strength of character spread that influence around the country? What if he brought his best from the place he was born and gave his best to the place he chose to live? In this case, it's not if, it's when. In our community, his community, we like to say thank you and welcome to the Tom Kurth Fieldhouse and Athletic Complex.